So I'm just going to do a basic kind of spec overview, things you normally expect to see on like, Sweetwater or something. We have an asymmetrical mahogany neck, a mahogany body with a 3/4 inch maple cap. We've got Pro Booker 2 and 3 humbuckers. We've got Grover locking tuners up here, which is awesome. A Graphtec nut, which is also awesome. 24 frets, the regular nickel frets, ebony fretboard, 3-way toggle, and we've got coil tap for each pickup, and also a phase switch, which I actually didn't realize was there until after I finished the song, which I got to hear what that sounded like. Wait a minute. That's what it sounds like. Also got 2 volume and 2 tone, 1 for each pickup. Now with all the basic stuff out of the way, I'm going to go through and kind of do my likes, dislikes. I'm going to start with all the great things. The Graphtec nut is a really good addition to this lineup for sure. I haven't had any problems with the strings sticking or slipping or anything on the nut material. It's been very smooth to tune. It's really cool to see a full actual like real maple cap on a guitar that's under, $600. It's not the most amazing figuring ever, but it still looks really nice, and I think it's a super sick looking guitar. And of course we've got the headstock to really talk about here. So I think it looks way better than the old Epiphone headstock. I came kind of from the crop where I've tried Epiphones and they kind of always let me down, and I kind of associate the Epiphone headstock with kind of a cheap feeling and playing guitar, and I think this one kind of adds a little bit more of the Gibson flair and kind of gets away from that feeling for me personally. Epiphone's marketing before, the last, I'd say, few years, it seemed like they wanted you to go and buy Gibson. The way they advertise the guitars, both on their site and on other sites, it kind of made them look like they were, lower budget copies, but now you're seeing a lot more they look like they can really hold their own against Gibsons. And someone having just sold the Les Paul to get this, that's 1,000% true. The coil split tones you do get with this guitar do sound really nice. I really like, actually, the split bridge, which isn't something I say very often. I usually don't like that sound, but for this song that I just played, it sounded really good. I use a lot of that tone for the clean and the dirty stuff, so it sounds awesome. This neck has honestly got to be the fastest neck I've ever played on a guitar, and that's really weird for me to say because I never associate Epiphone with shred style music, but I do not want to put this thing down. I just want to keep sitting here and shredding on it. It's glossy, but it doesn't really stick to you very much. It feels like it gives you a lot of leeway to move around. I don't feel like it's inhibiting me from playing, but it's also helping me kind of keep confident where I am and keep me in place really well. It's just a really nice feeling neck, and I hope the other Epiphones in the modern range have a similar one because I'll want to keep picking them up, that's for sure. Now on to the things that weren't so amazing about this guitar. Keeping this thing in tune while recording was kind of a problem, which really surprised me because I've had lots of Grover tuners over the years and they've never let me down. So I'm wondering if it's just the strings that came stock with the guitar. I'm playing a half step down with a drop C sharp on top, so maybe that wasn't really great for the strings. It wasn't really meant for that. So maybe that could be why I was going out of tune. I can't really say for sure, but that was definitely surprising. Additionally, the frets definitely aren't polished. You can hear the... Yeah. They're definitely not polished, so that kind of didn't feel great. It's not that super noticeable. It's something you can do yourself with some, quadruple knot steel wool, so it's not a huge deal, but just something I noticed. They advertise this neck heel as giving you super great access to the high frets, and while it's okay, I noticed that there's a bevel on the top side, which I feel like should definitely go on the bottom side here, because that makes way more sense for getting more upper fret access than a 90-degree angle, so that's a little bit confusing to me. But it's still okay. I don't feel super comfortable up here, but I can still play up here just fine. I didn't really know what to expect from the pickups on this thing, but they sound okay. They don't have a lot of character or saturation, which is something that I would have liked to have more of. They're bright, they have some bite, but I feel like they're really lacking in terms of feeling really powerful, but I'm, more of a metal player, so maybe that'll work better for some other people. But they're not really for me, if anything, so I might change them out in the future, or I might try and make them work. They have a very, direct sound, kind of like getting a DI from a guitar. That's kind of what it reminds me of, if that makes any sense. There was someone in the comments of the unboxing video who wanted me to look at the wiring in this thing, and it looks pretty clean to me. I know it's got CTS electronics in it, so that's a really nice touch. I don't really know a lot about the differences that come when changing out pots and things to tone. But if it's got a name brand, my guess is it probably sounds pretty good. I really can't think of a better deal for guitar than $549 for this. It really feels great, it sounds good, it's definitely going to get you where you need to be when you're live in the studio, it's going to hold its own probably against a lot of Gibsons that you might have. Maybe there's things on it that aren't for me, maybe they're not for you, maybe they are. But it's definitely going to work, and it's going to sound good doing whatever you need it to do. Hopefully with a new set of strings it's going to hold tuning. I honestly expect it to, knowing Grover and my experience with them, so that's not something I would honestly worry about. I think this is kind of a game changer in terms of budget guitars. So I encourage anyone to go out and pick one of these up, or maybe any of the new modern Epiphone stuff. I don't know about the vintage stuff, probably just as good for that kind of thing. So let me know what you guys think if any of you have picked up any of the new Epiphone stuff. I really want to hear other opinions, other experiences with these, and see if it's kind of great across the board. So yeah, let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Do the like, the subscribe, the share. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. I have a band. All of it's going to be down there. So thank you guys for watching, and have a sick day.